So my last thing that I really want to do, oops, I went too far over. Under recruiter number, I want to again enter a parameter. So enter, oops, let's spell enter right. Enter recruiter number. And so it's going to say enter recruiter number for me. And I also think I want to sort this under total amount in a descending way. So from my biggest client all the way down to the smallest. Now when I click view, I enter a recruiter number. So let's say recruiter number 21, and it'll spit back all of Alyssa Carey's clients, and it'll sort them in order of amount, total amount, from her biggest client down to her smallest. That's all I need for this table, or for this query. So I'm going to close it. Yes, I want to save changes. I'm going to call this the client, let's call it client-recruiter financial query. And notice this one will actually pop up in both under client and recruiter. It's because they were tied together. And now somebody could at any point say, oh, I want a quick check on recruiter number 24, see who his clients are, see what their total amount is. Very simple to look that up. This leads us to our last step. Our last step then is to create one more report. And this will follow much the same pattern that we did before. So I'm going to do a report wizard. And I want to do it from this query. Notice I could choose information from different tables and different queries. But I want to do it on this client recruiter query. And actually I want all that data. So I'm going to put it all into my selected fields. And go next. I do want to add some grouping in this case. I want the client number, client name. Oops, I lied. I did that backwards. I want the recruiter number, recruiter name. So all that other information falls underneath the recruiter number and name. I don't really need to worry about sorting this data. So I'm going to click next. The layout, the default is the stepped. It's actually going to look a little nicer if I do the block. So I'm going to do block, and since there's a lot of data, I'm going to go to the landscape. I'm going to click next. I'm going to do the module again, and I'd like the title, Client Recruiter Financial Query Report. So maybe I should change it from query to report. Let's do that. I'm going to click finish, and it's going to give me, it's going to ask me again for that parameter, because it's always going to ask that, and then it's going to display what my report looks like. And same as before, I'm going to need to make a couple adjustments to this. So I'm going to go to Layout View. I'm going to get rid of this field list because I don't need it right now. I'm going to change the size of some of these fields a little bit, especially the client number. Client name can be a little bit smaller. Amount paid, current due, those look fine. Believe it or not, I actually have another one right in here, and it's going to be kind of hard for me to select it. But it's this row right here. You see that really narrow one? Access tried to squeeze it in and had to make it really small, and that's really that total amount column. So I'm going to grab it, make it a little bit bigger. And now I've got all the data that I really wanted to have displayed nicely, and I can go to a print preview. I can see, nice little report, Client Recruiter Financial Report. I'm going to close it. I'm going to save the changes to it. And now again, that report is going to show up in both under the client and under the recruiter. And if I double click on it and open it, it's going to ask me for a recruiter number. So let's look at recruiter number 27. That's Jamie Fernandez. Those are Jamie's clients. There's how much they owe, and I could quickly print this off and hand it to Jamie if she needed some data, or if Jamie's boss needed some data about Jamie's clients. So thus endeth the project for JSP Recruiters. Does it feel good to be done? I think it does. Boy, this is a cheesy ending.